In the very first issue of Eastman's and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever published, Splinter says something along the lines of this. Now that I'm old, there's only one more task that I would like you to do for me before I leave this world behind. Basically, he talks about how he wants the death of Hamato Yoshi to be avenged by his sons before he dies, implying that this will happen quickly. There's only a short amount of time before he dies. However, what if Splinter is wrong? What if Splinter is immortal? I don't mean like really immortal. I just mean that he can't die of old age thanks to his mutation. Well, first of all, we need to know what kind of rat is Splinter, because different kinds of rats live shorter or longer. In Dreamwave's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, in the comics about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made by Dreamwave, Splinter is said to be a sewer rat. While this is not said in Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's still possible that this is true for both. That what is said in Dreamwave comics is true for also the Mirage comics and the 4-Kid series, because they are pretty similar to each other in terms of plot, anyway. Plot and lore, anyway. There are other things to suggest that Splinter is a sewer rat in Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. First of all, he's said to be the pet of Hamato Yoshi, who was bought in a store by Hamato Yoshi, in a pet shop, which suggests he's a fancy rat, which are a subspecies of sewer rats. But why? And now, how long do rats live? Well, rats live 1 year, except for fancy rats, which live up to 3 years. Splinter is said to mutate when he's 5 years old, but maybe it's a little less. Also, Splinter lived in great. Hamato Yoshi treated Splinter very well. He should be given a medal by PETA or something. So, it makes sense for Splinter to. So, it's maybe not that much of a stretch. It seemed a little odd to me that an animal that's already elderly mutates and ends up surviving so many years. He's 20 years old by the time of this issue, and he's still alive in the fourth or maybe third volume. Like, technically it's the fourth volume, but the third one wasn't canon. So anyway, this volume takes place so much after the second one. If I remember correctly, the titular characters are already in their 30s. Not really teenagers anymore. Splinter is still alive and Splinter is still alive at this time. All the way to the ending. Heck, Splinter is even alive when his weird doppelganger already died of old age. So that's where my fear restarts. That Splinter mutated immortality, in the meaning that he just isn't going to die of old age. But is this any realistic? Well, realistic may be a not the right word here, but is it possible in is somewhat scientific? Is this trait mutatable? Well, there are animals that are immortal in this way. The animals that don't die of old age are lobsters and immortal jellyfishes. Yes, that's how they are called. And if this trait is a genetical trait appearing in other animals, it means it's mutatable. But the immunity to dying of old age is a little different. Between immortal jellyfishes and lobsters. Immortal jellyfishes rather they come to this world, they mature, reproduce, they start aging, and the moment when other animals would die of old age, they just don't. They instead revert all the way to the beginning of the cycle, the moment of their quote-unquote birth. And that's clearly not what's happening to Splinter, because you would see it. You would see that this happened. You would see that he's a tiny, adorable baby mutant rat version of himself. Lobsters, on the other hand, they rather on the other hand, lobsters are quote unquote immortal in a totally different way. They just don't die. Kind of. They come to this world, they mature, reproduce, They age, they don't really stop. They really don't stop. They don't stop growing, and they don't stop, kind of don't stop growing, and they don't stop living. Technically. There are some problems with that, but they are really heartbreaking, so I'm not going to go into details. This is caused by an anatomical trait of lobsters and their close relatives. That's all I'm going to say. And this trait doesn't exist in rodents, meaning it wouldn't be a problem for a mutant rat. And thus, it's possible for Splinter. And that's the theory. That's the theory that Splinter is immortal thanks to his mutation. Bye everyone.